morning, everyone. I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the webinar on negotiation skills organized by Patrician Empowerment Cell. On behalf of Patrician Empowerment Cell, I welcome the chief guest, Dr. Vittal Gore, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of English from Maharashtra, and faculty and students from various institutions to this webinar. Thank you. Once again, I welcome you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your generous words of welcome. I would like to introduce you all to our eminent resource person of the day, Dr. Vittal Gore. Dr. Gore did his MA from Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded, MPhil from Madurai Kamaraj University, and PhD in English from Osmania University, Hyderabad. He has international certifications in English from ETS India Limited and Cambridge University, UK. He has been teaching English literature, communication skills, and phonetics since June 1997 and is a recognized PG teacher and research supervisor in English. From January 11, 2017 to January 2018, he served as a member of BOS Syllabus Committee for English at SRTMU Nanded. He is a subject expert for MHRD-sponsored UGC e-content development program. Dr. Gore is also resource person for UGC HRDC conferences, seminars, and short-term courses. Along with being the editor for national and international research journals and newsletter, he also has a feather on his cap that he is a successful NAC and IQAC coordinator. For his PhD in English, the thesis was on towards developing an English language training program for IT-enabled service sector. Sir has also worked as visiting faculty and guest faculty at various reputed institutions and has been the research guide for many. A telecast of video lectures on various topics related to English language and literature can be found on Swayam TV, MHRD Channel 1. He worked as an examiner for Youth Festival organized by Solapur University from 8 to 11 September 2017. Dr. Gore has also edited a book titled English Language Communication Skills Lab Manual, published in 2008. At present, he is working as an assistant professor and is the head Department of English and the IQAC coordinator at Sri Havagiswamy College, Udgir, Latur, Maharashtra. We are extremely glad and looking forward to listen to Sir's address on negotiation skills. So without squandering much time, let's listen to Dr. Vittal G. Gore, the resource person for today's webinar. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. First of all, I would like to congratulate Patrician College of Arts and Science, Chennai, for organizing this national webinar on negotiation skills. Honorable Mrs. N. Mohanapriya Madam, Coordinator, Patrician Empowerment Cell, Mrs. T. Vaidegi Ma'am, Coordinator, Patrician Entrepreneur Cell, and other members of both the cells, and all my dear participants of this webinar. Friends, as you know, negotiation is the part and parcel of our life. But in this multicultural business environment, negotiation skills are considered to be very important. All employees should have an ability to negotiate with the peers, colleagues, and the business partners as well. Negotiation is actually a collection of behaviors that involves communication, sales, marketing, psychology, sociology, assertiveness, and the most crucial thing in this respect is conflict resolution. A good negotiator may be a buyer or a seller, a customer, a supplier, or even your boss or an employee, your business partner, and if at all you think on a larger scale, a diplomat or a civil servant. But if you get into the finer details, you will realize that on a more personal level, negotiation takes place between the spouse, that is husband and wife, among your friends, parents, and children, and so on and so on. Actually, it is a process of interaction by which two or more parties who consider that they need to be jointly involved in an outcome, but who initially have different objectives in their mind because they are thorough professionals when they look at negotiation skills as such. They seek by the use of argument and persuasion to resolve their differences in order to achieve a mutually acceptable solution. Another important consideration in this respect is the negotiation implies acceptance by both the parties. And once you come to a win-win situation for both, that agreement between the two is required, and then the implementation is expected. But I don't really think like this negotiation is only a skill. I personally believe that negotiation is an art. It is based on attempting how to reconcile with the people, and this reconciliation generally constitutes a good result for both the parties, those who are involved in. And the efforts are made to achieve a situation where both the parties come into the win-win situation and they are professionally prepared for that. So as a whole, when you look at this particular point, that is negotiation skills that we have taken up today for discussion, it also needs a systematic address. And in another 50 to 60 minutes or so, you will come across all the aspects related to negotiation skills. So friends, the objective of my presentation today is to talk on these 4 important issues related to negotiation skills. First of all, you will come to know in the very theoretical manner, what do you mean by negotiation skills? The second objective is to let you know the entire process of negotiation, of course, in the business point of view. Third, you will come to know about the stages of negotiation. And finally, I'll suggest you a few ways of successful communication. Now let us try to understand, what do you mean by negotiation skills? Negotiation skill is, of course, one of the very important soft skills. If you go through the elaborate list of soft skills, you will find that negotiation skill is treated among the first 10 skills. And this negotiation skill includes the competence such as communication, persuasion, planning, strategizing, and cooperating. Secondly, the negotiation skills are the qualities that an individual should have that actually allow 2 or more parties to reach to a compromise with a win-win situation. It means none of the parties should feel that they are on the losing side. And similarly, they should never think that they are on the very, winning side. So it's a win-win situation for both the parties. Negotiation is actually an interactive communication process that may take place whenever we want something from someone else or another person wants something from us. See, you need to understand this particular point here. Here I quoted Richard G. Shell, who published a book in 2006 titled as Bargaining for Advantage, Negotiation Strategies for Reasonable People. So here you will realize that this negotiation is actually an interactive communication process. And unless this interaction is successful, unless this communication is successful, you won't be able to test the fruits of successful negotiation. Negotiation is a process, as I said just before. But here, Ken Shah and Param Shah also define this in different words. They say that negotiation is a process of communicating back and forth. Because once you start business negotiation, you will realize that sometimes a number of rounds are conducted, that of negotiation. And that process of communicating takes you back and forth time and again, unless you come to a common understanding. So negotiation is a process of communicating back and forth for the purpose of reaching a joint agreement about differing needs or ideas. As you know, once more than 2 parties are sitting together, each party will definitely have its own ideology, its own expectations, its own offers, its own budget, whatever it may be, depending on the situation. But once both the parties sit together, the purpose of sitting together and getting into the process of interactive communication is to sort out the differences between the two. And once these differences are sorted out, they come to a common understanding, and then only you will have a successful negotiation. But before we proceed to know the core of negotiation skills, I think all of you are expected to know the basic principles of negotiation. And a negotiator should always remember these basic 7 principles of negotiation. 1, a negotiator should always be truthful and open-minded. See, if you are truthful and open-minded, automatically the counterpart will have a vote of trust for you. And once you win the vote of trust of the counterpart, I think the entire process of negotiation will go on very smoothly. Second, if at all there are any differences and you feel that both the parties are unable to come to any understanding and conclusion, then you should use walk-away power. But mind it well, you should never be responsible for any kind of breakup in the negotiation process. You may just go through a number of rounds unless you come to the final understanding. Because this is actually called negotiation. It is organized in order to have a common understanding. And that is the actual purpose of negotiation. Negotiation is not organized to have a breakup between the two. So you need to always remember that if at all there is any difference of opinion, just get dispersed for some time and try to come again back to the table for further discussion, so that there will be a change in the attitude, opinion, understanding, mutual understanding, and so on. And that will gradually lead to the success of the entire process of negotiation. But throughout the process, a good negotiator should always be confident and sure about his offers. Mind it well. When will you be confident? You will be confident only when you are well prepared, you have done a lot of homework, and you have a very clear idea about the offer that you are going to give to the counterpart. And similarly, you know what is to be compromised and what is to be forgotten. Because you will also forgo few things in the process of negotiation. And unless you are confident and sure about your offers, you will not be able to really handle all the situations related to the entire process of negotiation. There are a few people, those who get emotionally attached to the situation. Mind it well, never do that. You are into a business interaction. You are into a kind of relationship between the two groups or two parties or the organizations where you are expected to come to a professional understanding. So there should not be any scope for your personal intimacy or personal emotions and feelings and so on and so on. Keep it aside. Once you start from your home, keep your personal concerns confined within your home. And you should always deal with every situation professionally. Similarly, keep your mind cool and convinced. Never get overexcited. Never get emotionally attached to the situation. And whatever you say and whatever you admit from the other end, unless you are convinced, don't show any agreement to it. And once you are through the entire process of negotiation, and once you are coming to the situation like you are taking or making your decision, check out whether you need to consult your authorities. Sometimes the authorities will give you the free hand to take your own decision. But still, if at all you feel that you are going to forgo a few things which were not in the agenda of your company, in that situation, you are expected to go back to the authorities, take their consent, again sit back to the table and finalize the matter. So once a good negotiator remembers all these 7 principles of negotiation, what I personally feel that the entire process will go on very smoothly. Now you see here, I have presented 5 negotiation skills. The first one is your effective communication. Mind it well, when I say or utter a word like communication, it comprises LSRW skills. Your listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Because once you sit with your people for any kind of negotiation, first of all, you prove to be a good listener. Unless you carefully listen to the counterpart, you will not be able to understand their expectations from you, and you will not be able to judge them properly that what and where can they really compromise with you. And when you are through the process of interactive communication with the people from the other side, see that you need to be cautious enough to minimize the misunderstanding between the two groups. Because once more than one mind is working on one particular project, you will have different ideas, different perceptions, different observations, different recommendations, so on and so on. So in the process of this interactive communication among many, the team leader is expected to take a lead and ensure everybody that they are going to, from both ends, both the parties, they are going to minimize the probable misunderstandings between the two groups. And once you minimize this, you are stepping forward towards the success of your successful negotiation. Third, very important stage, build up a rapport with the people. First of all, you have to have a very good communication among your own group, because you may have more than one member there. Similarly, while interacting with the other side, once you create the oath of trust for one another, automatically a rapport will build up, and that rapport and the very conducive atmosphere will be helpful to you in solving the problems. See, these are the business issues. These are the business problems. These are the problems which are rising out of the interaction between the two. And these can be settled over there at the same place. Many people keep thinking about the problem. But I would suggest, instead of thinking about the problem, better you understand the problem and think about the solution. Once you start, or once both the sides start thinking about the solution to a problem, automatically the problem will come to an end. Because both the sides do have a right approach to address a problem. And finally, it will lead to a decision. And once the stage or the final stage of making your decision comes, both the parties will have an impression that they had to forgo something, but they got so many things also. And once this win-win situation comes, you can say that your negotiation is going on the right path, and it is leading to the successful negotiation at the end. Now you see, once you are into the picture and a part and parcel of a negotiation process, I think you need to consider all these points that I raised. Right now you can see on your screen. The entire process of negotiation demands a preparation for the negotiation. As I said earlier as well, a good negotiator will always be very well prepared. First of all, you need to do your homework. You need to understand the probable issues which will be discussed during the interaction. You need to anticipate the probable, things that you have to compromise with. You have to anticipate the possible offers which will be made by the other side. But once you do all this sort of homework and preparation, professionally and mentally, the negotiator will be prepared for the actual process of negotiation. But beforehand, you need to consult your agenda with your higher-ups also, maybe your immediate superior or your boss or whosoever has given you the order to look into this matter and negotiate this issue for the company. And once you are there at the discussion table, you are not representing yourself there. You are representing your company, your organization, your incorporation. And then you start your discussion with the counterpart. But right in the beginning of your discussion, you need to clarify that what are your goals and objectives and minimum expectations that you will never compromise with. Similarly, try to understand the other side as well. Because as you came with preparation and certain goals and objectives in mind, definitely the counterpart has also come with preparation, and they too have their own goals, objectives, to meet in the process of negotiation. And once this process is consistently going on and going forward and forward after multiple rounds, you come to the actual negotiation where you find a win-win outcome for both the parties. As I said, you have to compromise a few points, few things. Your counterpart is also expected to compromise with few things. But once you compromise and agree for the compromise, I think you need to forget whatever you lost, but you should feel happy that you got few things, and that win-win situation brings a win-win outcome of the negotiation process. And once you are through this process of a common understanding between the two, you lead the matter for an agreement. Mind it well. Sometimes the issues are sorted out immediately. Sometimes it takes a long course of time and multiple meetings as well. But once you come to a win-win situation, it means you are very nearer to the agreement between the two companies or groups or business establishments. And always keep your document ready. Whatever you need for the agreement, keep it ready with you. And that will finally lead to the implementation of a course of action. So this entire process of negotiation will definitely teach you so many things. How to handle the people, how to negotiate the matter, how to come to a common understanding, and finally, how to make the agreement between the two so that both will oblige to it. But once you get into the entire process of this negotiation, you will find that there are certain elements of negotiation process. Stage 1, pre-bargaining. Stage 2, bargaining. And stage 3 is the final stage, that is closure. Now let us understand each of the stages independently. Stage 1, that you call pre-bargaining. As far as this pre-bargaining is concerned, you should have a comprehensive information about yourself, about your company, about the objectives of your negotiation, the objectives of your project, so on and so on. It means the kind of information that you bring with you, whether it is in the print material form or brochure form, or that you present as a negotiator, whatever it may be, it will create certain influence and impact on the counterpart. And that is the leverage evaluation. Because the process of understanding each other definitely create the influence and impact on each other. So we need to be very careful right in the stage 1 that you call pre-bargaining, and then we get into the process of analysis. Already you came with your own preparation, you know what best you have done so far. But analysis that of the other side is also expected with certain anticipations. You can analyze the historical experience or the past experience with the company who is sitting right in front of you as your counterpart. You can take into consideration about their dealings with different companies earlier. You can also analyze the reputation of the counterpart. So analysis is also the integral aspect of pre-bargaining stage 1. Already I discussed about maintaining a good rapport among yourself within your own group, so that each member of the group will have a clear idea of goals, objectives, and the minimum expectations in the entire process of negotiation. Then also think about the type of negotiation that you are going to adopt. Because once you come to a common understanding that based on this concept, this theme, we are going to deal with, probably others will also come with a kind of suggestion in this respect. But anyhow, let us have a dialogue between the two first. So prepare it right in the beginning. That comes under stage 1, pre-bargaining. And then have a very clear idea about your budget and plan yourself properly. So all these 8 points that you need to remember as a negotiator, and this comes under stage 1, pre-bargaining. Now let us try to understand the actual process of negotiation. Now you are into the process of negotiation, that is stage 2, bargaining. See, bargaining or negotiation we too do in our day-to-day life, right? You go to the market, you go to the shopping, you buy so many things, or else if you are a seller, you sell so many things. And many customers, try to bargain sometimes. But here we are talking about the professional bargaining, especially for a business establishment. So first of all, you decide your logistic issues. When, where, and how the things are going to be done. It means, when are you going to sit for negotiation? Where are you going to sit for negotiation? And how are you conducting the entire process of negotiation? So these are the aspects related to logistics. Second, your opening offers. Opening offers from both the ends. Party 1 and party 2. Both will come up with the opening offers, but I am damn sure that the things are not going to settle down right at the moment and in the first meeting itself. Does it ever happen? I don't think so. It never happens. But as a matter of fact, you need to remember one thing, that the people involved into the process of bargaining should have their own personal better understanding and mutual understanding of other members as well. Because opening offer and subsequent offer, both will always differ. The way you begin with your opening offer, not necessary that you will have the same subsequent offer. Because you keep offering the counterpart in order to negotiate the matter. So you adopt your own techniques, you have your own tactics, you have your offers, especially in terms of some concessions, and finally you try to come to the resolution that will entirely successfully bring the entire process to an end. So here you need to take care a lot, because stage 2 is the deciding factor as far as the success of negotiation is concerned. Now you get into stage 3, closure. Don't get hurried to close the matter. Again, as I discussed just before about logistics, when, where, and how, finalize it before you disperse. Talk about the documentation. What kind of documentation you are going to do? Because business negotiations are not just the verbal understandings. These are the verbal understandings in the process of negotiation. But once the parties come to a common understanding, they put it on a piece of paper and that becomes a legal document. So you need to think about the documentation also. Already I told you, be very professional, not emotional. So many people try to give it an emotional touch. No need at all. Think practically, pragmatically, address it professionally, and come to a common understanding finally, and then also promise each other or one another about the effective implementation of the agreement between the two. And once these three things are done, that is stage 1, pre-bargaining, stage 2, bargaining, and stage 3, closure, then I think you are very, very near to the successful completion of your entire process of negotiation. But there are a few tips that I would like to offer you all. When you are through the process of negotiation, treat the other person with respect, number 1. Separate the person from the problem. If at all somebody has raised an issue and that becomes a critical problem for the entire process, try to separate the person from the problem. But don't, have a green eye upon the person. Never do that. Understand each other's viewpoints. Because as a team, you have your point of view. And as a team, your counterpart also has a point of view. So you have to understand your counterpart. Let the counterpart also understand you equally. And once this understanding is taking place between the two groups or two parties, automatically your process will smoothly go. And mind it well, listen first. Who will be gaining more in the process of negotiation? Those who listen more and always talk second. But if at all nobody is going to break the silence, then you have to take the initiative, no doubt about it. But generally, in the process of negotiation, it is said that unless you understand your counterpart better, you will not be able to really have your own offers and the issues which are related to the compromise over there. But mind it well, in the process of negotiation, stick up to the facts and explore the options together. So it should not lead to the breakup between the two. It should lead to the successful negotiation between the two. And once that is happening, I think the whole process will definitely lead to a grand success for both. Now here, the most important point that you need to remember always. Be aware while negotiating, especially in the business point of view. Even in your personal life also, keep your attitude at home. Have a positive attitude for everything. Everything is negotiable in the world, mind it well, and at all the time. But you need to be very careful about dealing the situation, handling the situation, handling the people. And compromise is omnipresent. Right? Once you think that compromise is necessary, otherwise the success is far away, then you should start thinking on the points when and where you can compromise. And in this respect, I would like to suggest there is a range. So please be cautious, keep your negative attitude at home, be always positive, be ready for negotiations. Everything is negotiable all the time in the world. Compromise is omnipresent and fair is always a range. Then your communication skills. The moment you open your mouth and utter a few first sentences, mind it well, it will decide either the failure or the success of your entire process. You have the lines of communication which are critical. You need to be very aware about it. Be cooperative in the process of communication. But don't let your guard down. Listen to the counterpart. Pare down the large group if at all you or they have. And try to communicate successfully. And this communication, once again I repeat, I mean to say listening, speaking, reading and writing, all are disparately required in the entire process of your negotiation. Then you have planning. Develop a flexible negotiation plan, because planning is something that is the part and parcel of your preparation. So plan your first move carefully once you start with the process. Your goals are more important than the bottom lines. Plan to make concessions if at all you can really offer. And understand when and how to mediate and to have a theme for the entire process. So your preparation and planning and the way you execute your plan will actually decide the whole of the process over there, and that will tell you whether your negotiation is going to be successful or not. Then the important phase of evaluation. Look beneath the surface, break the problem up into issues, look for multiple solutions, evaluate the people sitting in front of you in the other group, find out their interests, check out the options, check out the criterias or criterions, and once you evaluate the leverage or the influence or the impact, then you will realize that there is a considerable consistency principle also. And the entire evaluation of the counterpart will let you know much better about what to do and how to do as far as your negotiation is concerned. Then you have the final stage called closure. Don't blow the end game, mind it well. Don't be so hurried to wind up the things. Take your time, allow the others to take their time. Strive for a wise agreement. Pay attention to all minor details and major details. Don't sweat the small stuff, and don't neglect the emotional and professional closure, mind it well. So once you look after these important things, I think your negotiation as a whole will be a successful attempt. Finally, you have the effective negotiation. How can you make your attempt of negotiation as an effective one? First of all, settle down the differences. Be ready for a compromise and come to an agreement. Avoid arguments with the counterpart. Don't get into dispute or disagreement. And you should have an aim to achieve the best possible outcome. And once you do all that, then only I would say that you are a successful negotiator as a whole. And then, if at all you do it very carefully and promptly, I can assure you that you will be a successful negotiator as a whole. So you need to be very patient. Once you are into the entire process of negotiation, and if you have patience, if you have better approach of negotiation, your negotiation will always be successful. So with a final suggestion, Mask Up India, I am really thankful to the organizing institution for inviting me here for this online webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your clear ideas on the aspects of negotiation and the issues related to negotiation. I'm sure we all will be highly benefited and apply the tips that you have given in our daily communication.